welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another episode of Chronicles Reviews with the Less Stealthy Ninjas, bringing it to you live on Twitch. And as you can see on the screen, we're talking about Beetlejuice. But before we get to it, we got to get the pleasantries out the way. You are joined by your hosts, Scooter Juice, and Cosmic. The juice is loose, boss. Matter of fact, let y'all see the name, because you know what I'm saying. We got it spelled phonetically correct as well.
Yes, sir.
Juice man.
Wait a minute. I ain't got no icon picture. Oh, that's sad.
Look, you just nameless out here in these streets.
Sad. No, sir.
You just nameless. You just a avatar. You just basic. You a creator character.
I'm gonna fix that real quick.
Nah, you just basic. That's crazy.
We gonna take care of that real quick. Real quick.
And look, he's sipping on some juice.
The juice man. Exactly.
But for the uninitiated, what's called Chronicles Reviews, that's where one or more of us ninjas discuss anything from movies, TV, video games, conventions, events, anything we want to give our 2 cents on. And like we said, as you can see down below, Beetlejuice, the movie that took 36 years. 36 of them things in between. That's crazy, by the way. Crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
I wonder, is there another movie that waited that longer for a sequel?
I know Beverly Hills Cop 4 was 30 years since Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Let me Google.
Let's see. But between 1 and 2, 36 years, that's crazy. But boss, how you feeling about Beetlejuice before we really get down to the nitty-gritty?
That movie was just as great as I expected it to be.
Okay.
I
didn't know what to expect personally, but I got you.
Right. Look, I like everything they had announced about this movie, that all the characters were returning, or most of them. Yeah. We know why 1 or 2 of them didn't, but we know why most did. We know when they got Tim Burton to come back and direct it. When they released the trailer and we saw it was practical effects, and anybody that has seen the first Beetlejuice knows those effects are just great.
Yes.
And that they
funny enough, I watched the first one 2 days before I saw the sequel, and I was like, damn, for 88, this is still holding up.
Same. When they go to the other side and you see all the dead people, and this is man, this is inventive as shit. And when they go back there in this movie and they get crazier with it,
yes,
man, it is just it's fresh. It is fresh fucking air. And so, and here's the thing. I don't know about your MVP of the movie, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit.
But man, this, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie.
All right, so let's get into the brass tacks of it. Of course, Beetlejuice is the sequel starring Michael Keaton returning as Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder returning as Lydia Deetz, Catherine O'Hara returning as Delia Deetz. New to the cast, Jenna Ortega stars as Astrid Deetz, Lydia's daughter, Justin Theroux's Rory, Willem Dafoe's Wolf Jackson, Monica Bellucci's Dolores, Arthur Conti's Jeremy, and you had a few more folks in that movie sprinkled in, but those are your main cast.
And we ain't gonna spoil the cameos. But
we ain't gonna spoil the cameos. We ain't gonna spoil the story. We just letting you know thoughts and feelings. And as we discuss the movie, we're gonna have images floating by, but don't be distracted by the images. Be distracted by the Juice Man and Scooter Juice. But all right, boss, let's get into it. So 36 years in between, was the wait worth it?
Yes, I'll say so.
Okay.
I'd say so.
I would say so too. I would say in the end, though you may look at it like, should this get a sequel, or why did it take so long to get a sequel? I can appreciate that since it took so long for it to be a sequel, it made sense. It wasn't one of them, oh, this is stupid. No, it actually made sense.
Right.
The sequel made sense. The story made sense. Some of the characters made sense. Now, when we get a little bit more into it, I do have my gripes, but for the most part, overall, the movie made sense.
Right. I say the same thing. It had, because this was a crazy task. 36 years between movies. Years. And I just looked up the stats. The top 3 holders of the longest time between sequels are all held by Disney. So,
oh really?
I'll just say it like this. 3rd place is Mary Poppins with 52 years.
Oh, they did take forever to make that sequel. Okay.
2nd place is Fantasia 2000 with 59 years. The first Fantasia with Sorcerer Mickey came out in 1940.
Damn. Okay.
Number 1 is Bambi 2 with 63 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, 36 ain't that bad, fam.
Right.
36 is not bad.
Right. So, look, hey.
Not bad, y'all. I'm okay with 36.
Right. And so, they waiting that long, because I'm not gonna say anybody expected a sequel. Yeah. I can imagine if they had tried to do this, and I'm sure somebody tried to years ago. I'm sure if they tried to do this in the late 90s, early 2000s, it would have been horrible.
Well, you know what? So I'm gonna ask you this because I did ask Aranya. Do you know if this is a Tim Burton property? Is he the creator of Beetlejuice and everything?
So no, I know it's based on a comic strip or a book.
Okay, because that was my one thing. I was wondering, because even when Ladybug and I was watching the first one, we was like, it's crazy that this property hasn't been revisited. Even if you took Beetlejuice and Lydia just to explore that version of the underworld or something else, maybe it could have been different characters and they heard about Beetlejuice and then now he's terrorizing a different set of people, but it's crazy that it took so long for even anything. They had the cartoon in the 90s and it was just nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Other than Robin Thicke at the VMAs with a Beetlejuice looking suit. But
right. Right. And so I just looked it up. So apparently it's an original work by the screenwriters of the first film.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, Tim Burton doesn't own it, and essentially it's nobody's.
Now this next image, I do want to give a shout out to our 3rd ninja, Aranya Miss, because this would have been her cosplay, as you see the cat lady being eaten by her cats. She saw that scene and she was like, "Oh, this me right here."
Right.
This me right here. This is all me right here. So gives a shout outs to old Iron Sita to let her know that, is up there. And if she does decide to do this cosplay, y'all make sure y'all see it. Trust and
absolutely.
Believe. Trust and believe. But yeah, all right. So story-wise, let's get into it. So this story, once again, takes place 36 years since the first movie. Lydia has grown up, moved on with her life. She now has a kid with Astrid. We do find out that the husband has been deceased. We do find out at the beginning of the movie that Charles Dietz, played by I just forgot his name just that fast. But he died in a very interesting way.
What, fam? When I tell you,
He died in a very interesting way.
Jeffrey Jones was his name.
Jeffrey Jones, thank you. He died in a very interesting way.
When they went to it and they showed it, and it wasn't live action, that shit was hilarious in itself. But when they said he went to go on a vacation to watch birds, and it was like, okay, how'd he die?
Let's just say Charles Deese got on some Final Destination type shit.
Look, it survived the shit, but it came back.
but to further the story, so essentially the movie is about, so since they're in mourning, that gives them reason to return back to the house, because the house was kind of just sitting there chilling, you know. They were essentially living in the city.
Yes.
I just forgot her name just that fast. Delia, played by Catherine O'Hara, she was like this mega art person, you know, doing crazy things. Lydia had this whole Ghost Hunters-esque type show. And when they went back to the house, of course, you know, things were starting to ramp up, because the great thing about this movie, they were showing us a duality of things. Because to go back to the cast photo, you have Monica Bellucci's character, which we will not tell you who she is, but she comes back to life and she's looking for Beetlejuice, as you saw in the commercial. And funny enough, once again, you have Willem Dafoe's character, who he was an actor who was playing a cop that died as a cop. And he's somewhat a cop in the underworld.
He's a dude playing a dude who died as that dude.
And he's trying to figure out, hey, all of these murders and things that's happening in the underworld, I have to figure this out. Justin Theroux's character is Lydia's boyfriend, who becomes, actually no, I think it was the fiance the whole time. So
no. He was
the boyfriend that became. Okay,
he was the boyfriend that became the fiance.
And Astrid and Lydia have no relationship. Like, if you've seen the trailer, Astrid has Lydia saved as a alleged mom in her phone. So that just lets you know. But when they go back to the town, which I totally just blanked on the name of the town, things start to happen. And then, of course, unfortunately, Lydia has to call on the man who tried to marry her. And yeah, that's pretty much the movie without giving story spoilers, because we do want people to go out there and see it. But that's pretty much the movie. Now, the one thing they did differently with this movie compared to the first one, they had multiple storylines happening at once.
They did. The original had one long storyline.
Yes. But you did have it branched between the Deets and between Barbara and the Maitlands. So you did kind of have that, and it kind of interweaved. But this one was like 4 or 5 storylines,
very much so,
that eventually merged into one. But yeah,
and I'll say this: they all kind of wrapped up nicely.
They did. I will say, personally speaking, story wise, I felt like Monica Bellucci's character wasn't needed. I see why they did it. But when it came down to the overall movie, it was like,
Here's the thing. I think she was kind of needed, because she was the initial catalyst for
that's also true too.
For Beetlejuice and Willem Dafoe's cop character. She's the initial catalyst that sets them down their path. Now, in terms of the Deetses, she has no effect on their stories or what they do in the movie
whatsoever.
And so it's just like, yeah, you're right. There's multiple stories in here, and they all have different reasons for kicking off, and they don't really cross until like the midway point. Some of them cross until the midway point, but there's multiple catalysts for the different characters, and it's an enjoyable, like, zany ass movie.
It was like an hour and 40 something minutes, so it wasn't too long, it wasn't too short. And the one thing I can appreciate about Tim Burton and whomever his writers and everything was, it's coherent.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like a what? Like, huh? Like wait, what? No, it was very coherent, very easy to follow, and I mean, let's face it, you can pretty much say it's predictable.
Kinda.
I mean, it's not like it's the most just, it ain't like you going into a Beetlejuice movie thinking you about to see some just mystery. It ain't like you watching Knives Out or Glass Onion. So there's that. But I like how Boss was saying earlier, if anything you can appreciate about this movie more than anything, like Boss was saying, the effects, the trying not to use CG, having everything practical, prosthetic, makeup, and everything.
Yep.
Like they put some work. It wasn't no, hey, let's just slap some shit together and just give them a movie. Now it was a budget.
Yeah, they had a practical budget.
Like they opened up the wallet for this, and I can truly appreciate it. But all right, Boss, you was mentioning earlier. You was talking about MVP.
So, here's the thing, because the multiple stories, Beetlejuice himself, if you've seen the movie, you realize he's the MVP of a few of those storylines.
Yes.
So if we just remove the obvious choice, I gotta say, it's gotta go to Delia.
You know what? I will say this. Because when I get to my scores, when we get to the scores, I will definitely say I cannot help but to agree with you.
Right.
Because when you can truly say she literally channeled her character from 88 up until now,
yes,
she 1000% did.
And here's the thing. It was not only just a channeling of the 88 version, it was an evolution.
Yes, it was an evolution.
You could tell time and life had happened to this woman, to this character. And then she evolved with it. And I'm just going to say this. If you've seen that first movie, you know she was the insane character in that movie. Other than the Ghost Beetlejuice. In this movie, she is the most level-headed person out of the whole cast.
Which is the funniest thing.
It's just the funniest thing.
Which is the funniest thing.
Other than some things happening to her and she gets off or she starts screaming. And it's just great, funny shit what she does. She is the most relatable, level-headed character in this movie who is
still zany as fuck.
Still zany as hell, but is speaking the most sense over everybody.
Yeah, I can't help but
every situation.
I cannot disagree with that. I cannot disagree. I cannot disagree because, Boss is right. If you take Beetlejuice out the equation, Delia would be the MVP easily. I can't think of nobody else who even there's not even a close third if you're really being honest.
There isn't. I can't even think of anybody who affected the outcome in a positive way of any of the storylines that were happening in this movie.
Because if we're being honest,
in a major way,
if we're being honest, as she's on the screen now, she played oh Lord, that is not her name. Astrid, she played the typical bratty teenage daughter who doesn't like her mom type thing. And you ever hear
we see why she has beef with the mother. We understand.
If you ever hear us ninjas talks, fuck them kids. And there was time Astrid was irritating to me. I don't know how you might have felt, but there was time it was Astrid.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you there. Like, she played a character, and credit to Jenna Ortega, because the girl can act her ass off.
Yes.
But she played a character that made you, every time she said something about what was happening to other people, it was like, God. Why are you, like, you don't understand? Like, child, sit and listen for once, please.
Exactly. You know what? You're right. Sit and listen for once.
Right. Because, like, you judging everybody and everything other than one character she was judging, because, like, she ended up being right about them.
Yes.
Other than that one person, you are wrong about everybody and everything. And I get it. You're a teenage girl. Shit happened to you that is unfair.
I mean, we can say it. So essentially, before the movie, her dad died, aka Renona's old ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
He died. So since then, he was like the glue between both ladies, and the relationship just fractured. And then, of course, in stepped Justin Theroux's Rory, who was like boyfriend / producer manager. He didn't make shit no better, because it felt like, of course, to Astrid, mom moved on so quickly. How could you just forget dad? But
also,
it was times where Astrid never took into credit, you're not the only one.
Exactly. But also, we could understand where Astrid was coming from a little bit.
Yes.
Because her mom, since she was her age, could see and talk to ghosts.
Yes.
But for some reason, could not communicate with her dad and husband.
Yeah. So that was one minor spoiler, was that, you know, she's like, you can see all of these ghosts. And then, of course, she was even calling her Lydia and stuff. She was like, you can see all these ghosts, but the one ghost you want to see, you can't see him. Because, you know, to give another little minor spoiler, Astrid don't believe in ghosts, which I think they might have said that in the trailer.
Yeah, she said that. Like,
okay, yeah, Astrid don't believe in ghosts. She's cynical. She's like, they don't exist. This is bullshit. Your show is bullshit. All that is bullshit. But yeah. But overall, it was a good movie, and everybody played their parts the way they were supposed to. But that motherfucker right there, Justin Theroux, Jesus, I thought he was irritating.
But boy, look. When he said, look, and this is probably gonna be a slight spoiler. I'm not gonna finish the joke, but when he said, I recently lost my grandfather, I was like, oh, damn.
Oh my God. When I said the way I had to unfix my face when he told the rest of that, I was like, if you don't get your big wobble-headed ass on somewhere.
Like when he said that, fam, I was like, wait a damn minute.
Big-headed ass.
He was the most unserious motherfucker in the film.
Oh my God, wasn't he though?
Just the most unserious. Oh, shout out also to the priest. Cause fam, he had me rolling too. Like,
you kind of see him in the background, but yeah. But okay, so let's get into it. Overall, what is your score for Beetlejuice?
I give it a good 8.5.
I give it a good. It's a strong 7.5, light 8. So you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and give it an 8. And this is the reasons why I give it an 8. There was more things I wish that could have got explored more, rather than other stuff. But I didn't appreciate that Soul Train thing. I didn't appreciate that. Now, for those who are in the know, Tim Burton has came under fire. You know, we are in this society now. So years back, Tim Burton came under fire because he was like, hey, Tim Burton, you ain't got no black people in your movie. What's up with that?
Right.
Okay, so the first time he had a black man or a black person in the movie was it Miss Pettigrew Home for Peculiar Children? And it was Samuel L. Jackson playing the villain. So of course people was like, oh really? The first black guy got to be a villain? in your movies, that's crazy. So there was a bit where they was like, hey, when your soul gets carried off, it goes to the soul train. Well, when they went down there to the platform for the soul train, the whole time you're like, nah, they ain't about to do that. They not about to. Tim Burton was like, hey, you want black people? Here your black people.
Here's the funny thing. They had that dude who looked like Don Cornelius as the conductor of the soul train, and everybody that was boarding. And I think these were just spirits that just boarded the train because they didn't seem like passengers booking their trip. They were just partygoers on the train, and everybody was dancing and going on to the soul train.
And I was like, all right, I get it, but I was like, nah, you ain't have to do that, big dog. You ain't have to do that. You ain't have to do that. Speaking of, that conductor name is Stephen K. Amos. That's who was the conductor.
Famous Amos. Boy got a black name.
But other than that, like I said, there were things where, like I said, I didn't take too offense to the whole soul train thing, but it was like, come on, right. Big dog. You ain't have to do that, big dog. That was unnecessary. But other than that, I thought it was fine. It's like I said, especially after a 36-year wait, it made sense. Like, if they, of course, with it being a Beetlejuice movie, regardless, they do end it in a way that there could be a 3. Right. But even if, that still could have been a 3, regardless. So I wonder, with the amount of money this has made, do they have plans on go ahead and making a 3?
I mean, like they did nice enough. Like, you know, they could.
110 million first weekend, so that's a nice little chunk of change for a movie 36 years in the making.
Right.
So, but yeah. Boss, you got anything else to say about Beetlejuice? Oh, you know what? My bad. Hold on. I got a little bit of trivia for you.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know this or not, but have you wondered, in the movie, Beetlejuice's name is spelled differently than it is titled?
Yeah. So it's like the title is juice, as in orange juice, apple juice. But his name is spelled with the G, like Geuse. So I don't know why.
Oh, no, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The answer is very simple. Us Americans is why. Because they thought spelling it the more Portuguese type way would be too confusing for us. So Tim Burton was like, let's just cut our losses. In the movie, it's Geuse, while the title Beetlejuice as it is on the screen. But yeah, that's the simple definition. That's a simple reason why in the movie his name is spelled differently compared to the title.
That would explain it, because he started speaking that other language in the movie. Okay.
But yeah,
so, I get it.
Anything else you gotta say before we disappear on out of here?
I mean, go see the movie. It's fun. It's well acted. It's very good written. It's a very good written story. Yes. I mean, the villains in this story get got.
They get got.
Like, especially that one. That shit was satisfying. And
they get got.
So, but man, you gonna laugh a lot. Go see this movie, man. Just it's dope.
And the beauty is they kind of give you a little minor recap, kind of what happened in the first one. So it's not even 100% necessary for you to even see the first one. If we're really being honest, not necessary.
Not at all.
But yeah, shouts out once again to Michael Keaton for reprising the role. Captain O'Hara, y'all two were definitely the stars of this film. Especially, I don't know, Captain O'Hara might be number one if we really being honest.
Look, man, every time she was on screen, like dude, so, when she started doing her art piece in the house, fam. Like oh man, I love her.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Beetlejuice, the sequel, the highly anticipated sequel. Go see it. If you hadn't seen it, go see it. See it again. Let's just go see it. Good movie.
Absolutely.
And it also even makes sense because if y'all didn't know, on the gaming side, Beetlejuice is in multiverses now, so playable in there. You know what I'm saying? The trickster demon is in a video game.
Yep.
You know. But yeah, that'll do it for myself, Scooter Juice, and Cosmic, the Juice Man Boss. And
yes,
once
sir.
again, shout out to Idra and Sita, aka crazy cat lady who's gonna get chumped on by cats. You know what I'm saying? But until next time, whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, preferably thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, share. After you do all of that, you gotta subscribe. Then you gotta hit that notification bell, so that way you can be welcome. So when you get CCRs, Ninja Banters, Boss Reacts, LTSN cafes, all of that stuff. All of it. Until next time, peeps out there, love one another, take care of one another, look out for your mental and physical health. Because at the end of the day, us ninjas is trying to make the ninja village proud.
Yes, sir.
And until next time, Dale. Me say day. Daylight come and me one go home. Peace out, everybody.